Thank you. Ma'am.
This is a question for Parvati. Can you hear me?
This is for Parvati. You were talking a little while ago about you don't want to use the word pan-India. It's just Indian. Remove that pan, which I agree with you. And I've noticed that you're multilingual. How do you speak so many languages, and how do you speak Hindi so well?
I think my mic. Oh, it's on. Thank you. I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya. Better? It's much better, isn't it? I like the reverb. It's like I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya. Like, so my schooling was with, my language was English and Hindi during schooling, and also in Trivandrum in Kerala. KV was in an army cantonment area. So all my friends were army kids and, you know, North Indians most of the time. So I actually learned Malayalam after I passed out of school. I had to like start reading newspapers, and then pretty soon after that, I mean, actually while I was in first year of college, I started acting. And very soon it became about learning the language in which my character thinks. And I have huge respect for voice actors and dubbing artists, because then it's a partnership. Like, I may have performed, they really have to get the essence with whatever. Sometimes the directors are there, sometimes it's the direction department that's there helping them out. But mostly I try to dub for myself as well and sing sound if that helps. But more importantly, while performing, if I get the train of thought, because the thought happens and then the words, sometimes it spills over, but that becomes much better for me to understand that. So I always use acting now as a way to learn a new language, and at this point I can speak 5 Indian languages. So
Did you do the dubbing for Hindi?
I did not get it, but I am so grateful that the ones who did do the dubbing may have gotten to know Gangamman. I mean, art has to be generous, I feel. I mean, at one point I used to be very selfish. I was like, mujhe hi karna hai sare languages mein, but I feel like, hey, they got to know Gangamman, so I'm actually quite happy they got to. Lekin I got the chance to speak Tamil in the dialect it was spoken at the time, because it was sing sound. And I had a great team that worked with Ranjit to help me with that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take one last question.
Yeah. Hi, Parvati, Samina here from Zoom Channel, and yesterday we did a good interview. Hi sir, how are you doing? Lovely to see you over there. But Parvati, my question is to you. You have worked over here in Bollywood, and you have worked in the South as well. You have worked with late Irfan Khan, and you have worked with Vikram in this one. What is a similarity or some differences which you see, if you could talk about that?
That's a heavy question for a press conference. I guess it's a generosity for sure. It's not a guess. It's definitely the generosity I see in both of them. Irfan sir used to tell me, you know, help me out with things, because Hindi is not my native language. So he used to help me get into that space and made sure that everyone knew you are as good as the other person on set. And I saw that generosity in him. And when I work with Tanga here, it expands further away from even actors. It's everybody on set. It was amazing how on set you go in, and first of all, I miss getting all the toffees. Like, there is a particular native toffee that we get there, and it's kamar cut, it's called. It's like this jaggery, palm sugar, jaggery ka thing. And he'd just be walking around and he'd shake hands, and suddenly you have a toffee in your hand. Like, he just brightens the mood for everybody, not just me, the kids obviously, and others also. But the way he asks, everybody's like, khana khaya ki nahi, aapne ye sab kuch. And it's not for show. Like, I mean, people can do that also, but it genuinely, there's a concern how everyone is doing. And our shooting location was very difficult. It was one of the most harshest locations. It was all real locations that they shot in. And he had everyone's back. And that leads, and that in that sense, he was our Thagalan, you know, he was leading the pack in that sense. He was also like leading all of us in terms of our ADs and crews and everyone to make their lives easier. So I find that greatness comes from, you know, that saying about people don't remember what you might have said or given them, it's about how you make them feel. That's the similarity in Irfan sir and Vikram, I would say.
Wow.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being so amazing, and that's all we have for you. We'll meet the